a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Jeremy Lee in the building and every guest that you ever needed. Sports cards after hours keep the hobby heated. Updates, hobby talk like you never seen it. Sports cards live and none could ever beat it. Sports cards is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Welcome to another episode of Sports Cards Live with your host, Jeremy Lee.
What is up, guys? We are back for Fanatics Collect Weekly Auction Ending Watch Party right here on Sports Cards Live. My name is Jeremy Lee. It is November 23rd, 2025. Thanks, everybody who joined us last night on Sports Cards Live here on the channel. Great episode, great information, great guests, lots of fun. We got some fun on cards tonight. Going to do it a little bit different tonight, just a little bit different tonight. Kind of just have all the cards together from different sports in order of year, starting at the earliest, and we'll kind of just run through them that way. What is up, Gennady? Welcome. Laura, good evening. Larry, appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know. Let's just get into it, guys. Let's just get into it. We'll start with some baseball cards from the early 1930s. The Gowdies, a couple of Babe Ruth and a Jackie. Hello, Ken Wood. Welcome. Thank you for joining. If you are, oh, wait, let's hit that Instagram live. I thought I hit it. I didn't. Let's get Instagram rolling. If you are one of those people watching on Instagram already, come on over to YouTube. A lot more fun there. Link is in the bio to get there. Hello, Luke. Welcome. Couple of 33 Gowdies. All right. Babe Ruths, number 181, number 53. Let's take a look at them. Let's see what we got. And I haven't looked at these ones yet closely. So here's the 2.5, number 181, the green background, a card that has certainly grown on me over time. It's got a print defect right there, which, I mean, it's a print defect, but it's interesting. Like, it's not too offensive. It just looks like a print defect. More offensive, I would say, and offensive is a strong word, but is the just the off-centering and how narrow this border is on the bottom right between the red and the edge. There's almost nothing there, and much more over here. That's like a 95.5 centering on the bottom. So this card has some tilt as well, counterclockwise. It's minor because you can see more border up there, although the red does extend past the green. So maybe the tilt isn't quite as pronounced, but overall the image is great. It's a really nice image. It's got nice uniform rounded corners. Let's have a look at the back. Yeah, back's fine. Looks like a decent copy. Obviously it's got some issues, but presents pretty well. Nice eye appeal for what it is. 82.50 on this guy at the moment. And let's have a look at the number 53 and a PSA 2. And from this angle right now, I haven't zoomed it. It looks really nice. Let's see what's going on when we zoom. It's at 13,500 right now. PSA 2. As we see with a lot of these, if you zoom in on the face, you can see some snow effect. But as you zoom out, you don't notice it nearly as much. And the image looks pretty good, but it is there. It's definitely, a flaw. But hey, I mean, this card is graded at 2, so it's not going to be perfect. That's for sure. The centering's good. I mean, it is off center. It is to the right. It is a little bit low, but it's pretty good. The edges and the corners look really nice. So a bit of a print defect right there, a stain, but that's minor. There must be some sort of, there is some toning along the bottom border here and a bit up of the left side as well. Is there any paper loss? There is. Not sure what's going on with the tip of the G there. Seems to be missing. That could just be a poor print job. Yeah, some staining. Top right reverse corner has some issues for sure. But you know what? For a 2, I'd say this is a pretty strong 2 overall. Maybe not worthy of eye appeal, but a nice copy at 14,500 right now. How about the 48 leaf Jackie? Right away, even from this distance, you can see that magenta color fringe coming off the right side of his face. But let's click in here. Look at that. Like, okay, you zoom out, it's a PSA 3. It's a very old grade. The centering's really strong. Look at that blue. The blue is nice and bold. The yellow is wonderful. Even the black Jackie Robinson name bar is beautiful. Again, the centering. We have to notice the centering. But what this card is missing is good focus and registration. And you can just see the magenta offset to the right against everything else. And you can sort of like, look at this stripe coming off of what would be the darker skin tones, and it's just red. It's literally red, and look at how thick it is to the right of his head. So what's going on here is you can almost see exactly where the magenta printing plate was in use on this card, like all over the skin tones, but it was definitely offset by a couple millimeters. So, I mean, listen, that for me, that's a deal breaker. I would not personally be interested in owning this card because of this magenta color fringe, but it's got so much other things going for it that I'm sure it'll make a lot of people happy. $12,000 right now, 44 bids. So it's definitely getting some attention. Okay, let's go on to the next row. 1950 Bowman. And by the way, this isn't just going to be baseball. We're going to mix in other sports, as you'll see when there's some football and boxing when we make our way to more current years. But 1950 Bowman Yogi Berra. And not as many cards tonight. I didn't select as many cards tonight as I have in other weeks, which might make for a shorter episode tonight. We'll see how things play out. But let's take a look at the 50 Bowman Yogi, a card that I picked up a PSA 3 copy at the National this year. And I love this card, guys. Like, I just love this card. I love Yogi Berra cards. If I'm going to nitpick this card, it's just the centering. But the edges, corners, and the registration, look at this is almost a perfectly registered card. It's not perfect, but it's perfect enough even for me, guys. The reason I say it's not perfect, a little bit of yellow color fringe coming off the top of the head, the ball cap, the top of the ball. But other than that, this card is wonderful. Small fisheye right there on his vest, but minor, wouldn't bother me. The centering is the only real issue here. And even then, it's not that bad. This card is beautiful. For an SGC 6, I love it. I do love this card. I'm glad I own one. 11 and a quarter right now on this Yogi. How about a 51 Bowman Mickey Mantle, his one and only true rookie? This is a PSA 2. What did that say? 12 grand? 12.5 right now. So let's see what's going on. Why is this a 2? Because it looks really, really nice. Look at this thing. First of all, the registration is that bang on, guys? It's not bang on, but it's pretty darn close. The reason why I say it's not bang on, when I make comments, I want you guys to see what I'm seeing. So I'll show you what I'm seeing. Right above the blue ball cap, I can see some magenta, a little hint, just a little shadow of it. Above the beak of the cap, we're seeing a little bit of orange there. And you also see it coming above the ball, the bat itself. You can see some of that wood tone coming past the black outline. I don't think that would bother me as an owner of this card. This card is spectacular. Little print defect in the name bar there, but not bad. We've seen much worse. As we zoom out, the centering, it's definitely high and to the right, but it's not offensively. Like, I think this is a great copy. I actually wonder what's causing it to be so low graded. There must be something else, a light wrinkle or a crease. Maybe there's something going on in the back, and there we can see what's going on. So tons of staining. It's almost it's like this thing was in an album or something. You can see it, and it's the staining almost creates a frame around the reverse. Maybe the most egregious issue is this right here, which is either some little bit of paper, probably paper loss, I'm guessing, and that's going to really bring the grade down, technically speaking. So it does have above average eye appeal from PWCC, the predecessor of Fanatics Collect. And listen, if the reverse is what's bringing this card down to a 2, that's kind of right. Is that kind of what we would not mind? I mean, better the back than the front. That's my position on these things. I think this is a fantastic copy for a 2. It's a great copy for a 2. 51 Bowman Roy Campanella, a card I'd like to add to my collection. And this one, it's nicely centered. It's got good color, good registration. It's got some of these lines through it. I don't know if that's on the card or the Beckett slab, but it's a card that I'm waiting for the right copy for myself. I'll grab one eventually because I am working on my 1951 Bowman flight. It'll probably be like 6 cards, not 3 or 4 like most of my flights tend to be. $200. Hard to go wrong there. 53 Satchel. My buddy Joe Perot just picked up one of these not too long ago. Let's see how this one is. This one has an eye appeal sticker as well from Fanatics, top 30%, above average. And let's start with zooming out, actually. And centering's pretty nice. A little bit to the left, but very nice. Look at that red border. Holy, look at that red border. That is beautiful. Like, it's a bit rough cut, but that is sharp. That is intact, as intact as you're going to get for the grade. Lower left corner might be the bigger issue, a little bit of rounding there, but good color. Couple of print defects, but nothing serious. Corners have issues. That's a 3. What's the back look like? Just your typical sort of up on the top left corner. I think it's a great copy. $1,000 right now on that one. A red heart as a tribute to the shirt I wore last night on Sports Cards Live, which was my red heart shirt. We have the 54 Stan Musial PSA 5 with eye appeal as well. Look at that red. It is solid and beautiful. Great image of Stan the man right there. Nice corners and edges. This is a wonderful copy. Wow. Wonderful copy. Centering is good as well. I'm looking at him thinking, is it a little bit high? But then I look at the bottom and I think, oh, maybe it's a bit high. The word St. Louis Cardinals could be a bit lower, shifting the whole thing down, but still wonderful. I love it. There's the Red Heart logo. That's on the shirt I was wearing last night. I've worn it other nights too, but I think, I mean, it's a dog food card, guys. Like, how much cooler does it get than that? I think that's so cool. The Big League Dog Food. I don't own a Red Heart. I have the shirt. I don't own a card yet, and I want to. I'd like to get the Musial, the Spawn, and the Mantle one of these days. This is a great copy. I love it. Clemente, PSA 7 rookie. I haven't zoomed in on this one yet. We will. It's a 7. That's a strong grade. It's a $14,000. I can tell the centering's off from here, but let's click in and take a peek. See what we find out here. Yeah, so I mean, it's low and to the right, but like, who cares on a card like that? I wouldn't say who cares, but it's, it's still fine. You're not going to pay centered prices for this card. A centered 7 is going to sell for a lot more than this copy will. Minor registration issue. You can see some yellow coming down the side of his face there. Not too big of a deal. What's going on over here, though? Print defect right there in the facsimile autograph and coming down into the TES and Pirates. So I'm glad I noticed that because I didn't see that before, and that bothers me. I don't like print defect, especially if it's, I don't mind the odd fisheye. I really don't. I don't mind the odd little white streak in a name bar on an old Bowman. But this, when it gets right there in the name of the team, I'm not a big fan. Older slab. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things. You have to feel comfortable with the card at the price because there are a couple of issues. But overall, it's a nice copy. Like, I don't want to nitpick this one too much. I think it's fine. Some minor flaws. $14,000. Was that not just a 12 grand a second ago, guys, or am I imagining things? All right, next row, we have a couple of Jim Browns. We have his 1958 Topps rookie card. This is an SGC 3 with eye appeal. Like, that's the kind of cards that I think we should be buying. Low grade, high eye appeal just means you can afford to buy more cards. But there's an argument out there, or a position that, the higher the grade, the higher the return. Well, if all you're into this for is an eventual return, maybe ignore the cards and just buy the grades. If you like to enjoy your cards and feel proud of, like I do, that you discovered a diamond in the rough sort of thing, that's when you look at cards like this. So let's have a look at it. 58 Topps Jim Brown, SGC 3. It's got good centering. That's going to drive a lot of the demand and the price on this card. But it does have a problem, and that is that the black has got tons of snow going on, and it really makes the black look lighter than I'd like it to be. And that snow comes right through to the image of Jim Brown himself, which I'm not a huge fan of. So what this card has going for it is centering. What it has going against it is just the surface print quality. I will always take a better print quality over a centered card, but that's just me. This is still, it's pretty good. You're going to sacrifice image, though. You're sacrificing image with this card. It's a 3, Jim Brown rookie. It's an iconic card. It's a key card. It's one of the most important football Hall of Fame rookies of all time. It's right up there. It's like a top 3 Hall of Fame rookie, I would say, with like Walter Payton and Joe Montana, Joe Namath. I mean, of course, there's Bronco and a few others, Otto Graham and so forth, but great card. Hemet's Journal, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, 1960, SGC 2.5, a card I would like to add. I don't know that I ever will. I kind of want to. This one's really off-centered, and you can also tell that the hand-cut job was poor. I'm almost not sure that I like the grade on this. Like, even look at that. Like, that start-stop on the cut right there, that's not good. You've got some, like, a little bit of flow to the top border. It's like this is literally hand-cut. And then look at the bottom left, how it starts to curve in. Like, this is just a freehand cut job on this one. Yeah, I personally would not be interested in this card, but this is a tough one. 1,075 here for the SGC 2.5. Third-year Jim Brown, 1960 tops. We just talked about the Jim Brown rookie, and I used to own a copy. I had a pretty nice copy. I don't own it anymore. So now I want to add another Jim Brown card, but I don't think I'm going to pick up the rookie. I think I'm going to go for a second-year card. This is the third-year card. It's a 1960 tops. Thought I'd take a look at it. And the reason why I want to take a look at it is because, well, maybe I'd go after this one instead of the 59. But no, I think I'll stick with the 59. This one's got, look at these. Look at the series of print dots here from within the football, which has his name, team, and position. 1, 2, 3. And then you got these 2 yellow ones up over here. Some people, and then there's a whole bunch of light blue ones. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see these on many cards. If you search hard enough, you're going to find, and look at his face. Look at that. Big one right there. One right there to the right of his mouth, above on the mustache, under the eye, closer to the ear. A pair of them right there on the temple. So listen, you zoom in, you're going to see these things. You zoom out, like to here, you don't see any of them. Just depends what you want. Just depends what you like, guys. All right, next row, and then I'm going to go to comments. Oh, look at that Batman card showing up. I had to. Anyway, we'll get to it. Couple of 61 Fleers. We've got the Bill Russell SGC 7 and the Wilt Chamberlain PSA 9 with an off-centered qualifier. Let's look at the SGC 7 Russell first. Not his rookie. That would be the 57 tops. But this is his second card. Not a second-year card, just a second card, I guess, or a first Fleer card. Superior eye appeal. And from this angle, I almost completely agree, but there's one thing throwing me off that makes me think if I was the guy doing eye appeal at Fanatics, I couldn't give this superior because that's top 5%. I would have given it exceptional, top 15. Can any of you guys guess why? It should be obvious if you know me, which you all do by now. First of all, the centering's perfect. Like, centering is great. Edges and corners are great. Bottom right corner might be the softest corner, but still very strong. But look, even here, you can see all this registration issue. Look at this. So the biggest problem for me on this card is the white stripe, basically outlining the right side of his face, almost as if you added an outline in Canva or Photoshop to a floating head like I do all the time. I could have added that on there myself. And then you see the darkness on the left side of his head because everything was offset. So now you're seeing more black and blue kind of doubling up on the print job. And that's why you got this dark color right here along the neck, around the ear. You're seeing the magenta pop through as well. You see the blue pop through. So for me, because I'm such a stickler when it comes to registration, to me, this does not have exceptional eye appeal, but I would still give it, it does not have superior, but I could see giving it exceptional because it has everything else going for it besides a slight registration offset that even though it's slight, it does cause that white line around the right side of his head, which is an issue for me. And you can see the 3D effect of the name Bill Russell, like the yellow and the magenta plates are like just not lined up properly. And we see magenta coming up above the blue there. Some issues with the Boston Celtic guy, but again, overall, it's a great copy. Like, listen, I would still be willing to own this card myself, regardless of the holder it's in. And now let's look at the Wilt. PSA 9 OC, very old slab, very old grade job, but it's going to have great edges and corners. Yeah. A rough cut on the right, but no big deal. That's acceptable. Some fray coming off in the top right, no big deal. I'm wondering, am I sensing a little bit of clockwise tilt? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe slight, like almost unnoticeable. Color is good. The registration on the Warrior is very good, actually. Usually we see some colors coming into this white streak here, but we're not. We do have, there is slight on the body, this little shadow coming off the bottom of his arm. It's a very strong copy. The centering is obviously, I mean, this centering, I'm surprised that PSA gave it OC because they're so liberal in their centering grades, or they used to be. But in any event, and look at this. Always flip these over. Look at, see across the top, there's just a thin little bit of regular cardstock color and it disappears, which tells me there might be that slight tilt that I was sensing on the front. Actually, that might really be there. But in any event, if you don't mind a 9 OC, nowadays, what would this grade? Probably a 6, like just a no qualifier. I'm guessing this would get about a 6. So see what those are selling for. And are they going around 97.50? And even it might even be lower. I didn't know what this card was, guys. 1966 Ideal Toy Corp Batman card game #1. It's a PSA 9 mint condition, pop 5, 2 higher. So there's 2 10s, which means this is one of the top 7 copies you can get in a PSA slab. And it's 1966. That's the same year as the Topps Black Bat and the Red Bats. The Black Bat is what I think the hobby has decided is Batman's rookie card. It was the first time he played a professional sport, was 1966. Just kidding. He didn't play sports. But 66 is his rookie card. This would make this to be another one of his rookie cards, but at a fraction of the price. A PSA 9 of a 1966 Topps Black Batman is going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, the back of this is literally like a game piece. So, you don't get any description, no text, nothing to read. It's not a typical size. It's not 2.5 by 3.5 inches, but it's still kind of a nice full body image of Batman here with good color. Still pretty cool, I think. And $130, like you kind of take a flyer on that one, or just add it to your non-sport collection. Now, speaking of Black Bat, here's the card from the 66 Topps Black Bat set. Spikes of Death, card number 17. And, I own cards 1 and 2 from this set. And those are the only cards I own. But I saw this and like this card, I think this card's beautiful. I just think this card's amazing. It's got a little bit of it's a little scary, it's as if he's about to be punctured from many angles. Obviously, I'm guessing he gets out. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to guess he gets out of this mess he's in. But I love the colors. It's all blues and black, and then the yellow. Like, this is a beautiful, beautiful card. $330, and it looks every bit. It looks every bit of a PSA 9 mint condition card. Like, this could have been a 10. Like, there's nothing wrong with it that I can see. Slightly off center, but still well within 10. I mean, a couple of minor fisheyes within the Black Bat here, one right there and one right over there. Like, this card's, I love this card, you guys. I love this card. This is beautiful. Like, I want to buy this. I really like this. I think like this is a card that just makes me happy. I'm looking at it, makes me happy. I'm going to just go on my phone, guys. I might go just throw a bid in on this right now. If you don't mind, I'll try to talk as I'm doing this, but I can't do it on the screen because that's my showing account. But this is called, we'll just search for Spike, see if that brings it up for me. There it is. All right, let's see. A bid should come in right now. Watch the screen, watch the screen. See, that was me. I'm already outbid. I'll try one more time. Like, I'm not willing to blow the bank because I'll wait for like a PSA 4 that, you know, maybe has a little bit of paper loss in the back and get it for a fraction of the price. But I think this card's beautiful. All right, I placed 2 bids. I am still out right on. I'm not the leading bidder, am I? Why can't I see? I don't think I'm the winning bidder. I think I bid 340, was outbid to 50. I bid 60, was outbid to 70. I'll leave it alone for now. I love it. As if you can't tell, guys, I love that card. I love that Batman card. 1970 Topps Nolan Ryan PSA 6. You know, at first sight, I look at these 1970 Topps cards, and I think this is just the plainest, most boring design, you know, of any Topps baseball set. But whatever, it's grown on me. I don't know why. Maybe it's the simplicity. I love Nolan Ryan cards, and this is just nice. And it's a 6, which seems to be conservative to me just from this view. Of course, we can't see everything. I got to always keep that in mind. But this card's pretty nice. It does have, yeah, like it's got superior eye appeal. Did Fanatics give it? Just from PWCC in this case, doesn't surprise me. I would expect that. I think this is a great looking specimen of the 1970 Topps Nolan Ryan. Now let's look at a Gretzky, 79 O-Pee-Chee Gretzky, PSA 6, sitting at $2,300. I'm going to sit back and look at it without zooming. I do notice several fisheyes right out of the gate. Oil drop situated a little bit high in its pocket. But otherwise, you know, it's off center to the right, but otherwise it looks pretty good. And look at his legs are clean. So let's zoom in. We'll start at the top. Yeah, look at all the fish eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's almost 2. You almost get a 2-in-1 there. Couple spots there. You can slightly see some of the magenta encroaching into this white border here. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to switch out of to Wi-Fi. Anyway, we might be having an internet switch here happening soon because these problems are just unacceptable. Okay, back to the card. We're back, right? Brett, we back? I think we're back. I'm not seeing any issues now. Not silent anymore, Andrew Applebaum, are we? Someone let me know if we're good. Not good yet. Hey, you guys can't see or hear me yet? We're back. Thank you, Brett. Okay. So back to the Gretzky. We talked at the word Oilers sitting up a little bit high. I think that's where I would have left off. The word Edmonton looks strong. We come down, you know, a slight blur in the face. Legs look pretty good. Oil drop high. Blues and blacks are connecting, which we don't always see. So that's nice. Yeah, I mean, the outside of the left to right centering, which isn't that bad, top to bottom is like wonderful. It's the fish eyes that you have to be okay with if you're buying this card, especially this series of them across the top. So I don't really have much else to say about this card. $2,300. We'll take a quick look at the back. It does have the blue lines, which some people don't understand. When you say blue lines, they think you're talking about something on the front. It's these two very faint parallel blue lines coming down just under the character here. We should see them at the top as well, right there. That's what we mean by blue lines. Some people think that when we talk about blue lines, we're talking about these different shades of blue here. That's something different. That's not what is meant by blue lines, at least not traditionally, at least not as I'm aware. So anyway, 2,300 on the Gretzky. Second year Larry Bird, Magic Johnson PSA 10s. I love these cards. You know, I used to have them both in 9s. I sold them pre-pandemic. I picked up the Magic at the National this year in a PSA 8. I think I paid $90, which I thought was a great deal. It looks as good as a 10 too. It's a very recent grade, so it's probably right on par with this PSA 10 here. And then the Larry Bird. Now, am I having slow? Why aren't these things opening up for me? Let me close some of these windows. Close that one. We'll come back here. Fanatic doesn't want to open up this page. Great. Love it. I don't think that's Fanatics, though. I think that's my internet right now. So let's see if it'll catch up. If not, we'll just have to stay on the big screen here. In any event, great cards, both of them. You know, very expensive. I'm not saying they're over comp or anything. I'm just saying that 16.5, 77.50 for these. This is, you know, this is all about the high grade, low population in PSA 10s. And 1982 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky in action, PSA 10. That's an awesome card as well. Going to be low population. I'm going to see if I can get some pop data, but for some reason, I can't open up another website. So please continue to bear with me. I'm going to try a different browser for a moment and see if that's the problem or if the problem is the internet in my house right now. And if that's the case, then I am extremely frustrated. Let's go to comments, guys. We'll do that for a moment. Brett. Love the detailed look at the cards. We are fortunate to get these days. High resolution scans. Yes, we are. How important are these high res looks when it comes to making a decision on a card one way or another? I think they're very important, Brett. Personally, I do think they're important. And I think people watching feel the same way, but I'll let you guys tell me yourselves. Daniel, currently 4 of the 5 highest priced cards in this auction are Pokemon. That's the way the world's working, right? What I do is I literally just don't include Pokemon. Like I just click on sports cards. So I'm not even aware of the Pokemon cards in the auction. I have nothing to say about them. Really, that's the only reason. Professor, good evening. Jason Pringle, yeah, Musial was a beauty. Sundine says the Musial right edge narrows toward the top, I think. Could be for sure. Kinger, what's up? Aaron, good evening. Lion Card Trader, thanks for joining. Jacob Dahl, hello. Pleasure Point. Joe, what's up, buddy? Laura, as we always do, from the top. There we go. The Gretzky was too cold. Yeah, he froze me. Thank you, Pitcher Boston. Thank you again, Brett. Laura, good. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that from all of you. All right. I just don't think my internet's working well right now, guys. And I say that because things are still spinning here. Showing is updating, and we are in all access extended bidding now, but let's have a look at this PSA 10 83 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky. Let's see if I can open up another page. Very frustrating, you guys. Very frustrating. I'm going to try, bear with me. I'm going to try going back to my Ethernet connection. So I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi. If I freeze, I'll come back. Holy moly. Aaron says, how can I show you a 7980 Gretzky Topps? You got to send me a picture on Instagram, buddy. DM me on IG. That'll do it. That's the only way you can show me something. Or email me, Jeremy. sportscardslive.show@gmail.com. You can do that as well. Don Mattingly, PSA 8. Don Russ, come on, open. I want to see more cards. Okay, I'm going to try this instead. No, that doesn't work either. What if I do this and this? I'm going to try to save a screenshot and open up the screenshot so I can look at something that way. Maybe that'll help me look at a card. And then I'm going to have to switch my source. So what a mess. I'm pissed off, guys. I am not happy. Open. I really want to look at this Yzerman with you too. We have a PSA 10 Yzerman. You guys know how I like to kick the crap out of those cards. And if this one deserves it, I will do it. But I can't get it open. What are my options here? What are my options? What can I do to see these cards better? Well, we'll just stop there and go to the next page and we'll come back. Maybe things will get better. And just someone confirm that you can actually see and hear me right now. I'd appreciate it. Topps Chrome Vince Carter Refractor PSA 10 Pop 2 at $2,500. Beautiful card. Kobe Bryant Topps Gallery of Heroes die cut like a stained glass. I love these cards. PSA 10 at $800. Beautiful card. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Gennady. Thank you, Lion. Thank you, Brett. Appreciate you guys. What I don't appreciate is my internet. I'll tell you that. Wilt Chamberlain, incredible at 13 grand. I wanted to look at the autograph on this because this is a very important card. It's an iconic basketball card. It's an iconic Wilt auto from an iconic set. And I want to see the auto, but I don't think that we're going to get that luxury tonight for some reason. So we're going to continue. LaDainian Tomlinson, Bowman Chrome Gold Refractor out of 99. PSA 8, $1,000, $1,025. That's a great card. Tiger Woods, SP Authentic Rookie Auto out of 900 in a BGS 9.5 holder with a 10 auto. The auto from here looks amazing. Can I do that at all? No, it's not going to really get us there, is it? Not going to make these that much bigger. Well, we'll try that at least. That auto is beautiful. I feel like I can see it. Ovechkin, Alexander Ovechkin, 05 Ultimate Collection RPA, numbered out of 25. This is much rarer than his Cup RPA, which is out of 99. That's a more iconic card and set. That card will sell for tens of thousands, and this one's going to sell for under 5 figures tonight, most likely. Couple of nice exquisites here. Sorry, an Ultimate and an exquisite. John Elway and Joe Montana, dual auto, dual game used jersey piece out of 10. BGS 9.5 on the card, 10 on the autos. The autos look really good, 15.25. I love this kind of stuff. Hall of Famers, game used, on card autos, low print run, beautiful design, high grade. That's an awesome card. How about a Clyde Drexler? When can you get an exquisite numbers pieces out of 22 for under $500? Maybe if it's Clyde Drexler. But why? I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He was a great player. He was up there. He was a guy that gave Jordan some headaches back in the 80s. Drexler is awesome. Cheap. Feels cheap to me. I love this Mantle Topps Chrome Refractor from 2006. I feel like we talked about this card within the past few weeks. I know we did. Was it this exact copy? I don't know. Maybe it was and it didn't get paid for or something and it's relisted, but I just without being able to afford or get into a 52 Topps Mantle that would suffice for anyone, I'm not saying it's a decent alternative for everybody, because some people just want nothing to do with something from 2006 when it comes to a 52 Topps Mantle. And I'm kind of the same way. I'd rather have the 52 Topps, but this is an occasion where I would love to own this card. I just think it's just a beautiful, beautiful card. But we're not going to be able to see it any bigger right now. So another case. This is a 10 piece Ultimate Collection, 10 jerseys, but these are actually patches. It's funny, Fanatics calls jerseys patches, and in this case, they're calling patches jerseys, which I don't understand that, guys, at Fanatics. But this has Kobe, Magic, Wilt, Jerry, and more on the back of the card. So, but we can't see the back of the card today because of internet issues, which really pisses me off. Kobe Bryant, Exquisite Collection 09 Game Used Patch. This is actually a patch out of 10. This is the parallel. I own one of these 10 copies in my PC, also in an BGS 8 holder. Love it. It's in my permanent PC. I don't think I'll ever move it. I mean, never say never, but this is a Pop 2. I guess I have the other 2 in this case. Sorry, I have the other 8 of the 2 of them, and there's 4 graded higher. So great card. To me, the condition, the grade doesn't even matter. You don't want the card to look all trashed, and this one doesn't. But I love it. I love these cards. 4,600 on this one right now. And then an 09 Exquisite Collection Flashback Steve Yzerman. Not graded. It's in the CGC Certified Authentic holder, which is just a semi-rigid or not even. And great card, numbered out of 25. These cards were heavily altered on the patch. This one obviously isn't, just a simple white patch. But if you see one of these cards with a lot of action going on in terms of red, like the Red Wing texture in that, be wary of that copy. This one is definitely legitimate at $675 right now. Sidney Crosby, Fleer Retro, PMG Blue out of 50, BGS 8.5 of 575. Pretty good price there, I would think, but these have come down. The blues have definitely come down. Rob Gronkowski, Prism Gold 2013 second year Prism out of 10, PSA 10, Pop 4. None higher because it's a PSA 10, $3,600. That's a cool card. If you are into some Gronk, this is a card for you for sure. How about the Phelps card? Shirts off, everybody. Shirts off. 2013 Upper Deck Employee PMG. Michael Phelps out of 125. BGS 9.5. It's a Pop 2. No 10s. Can't speak to the PSA population at the moment. But I used to own this card. I don't own a copy anymore. I don't really mind. It's not like I miss it, but I still think it's cool. I still have the Hulk Hogan from the set, at least. I want to get a Tiger Woods. How many of those have gone by in the past 5 years that I've been saying that to myself, but cool card. I mean, hey, isn't he the most decorated Olympian of all time, right? 2016 National Treasures Barry Sanders Game Used Patch Auto. I got to admit, I didn't even notice the auto until right now. I thought it was just a patch. But if this is a game used auto patch of Barry Sanders and it's a 1 of 1, how is it only $600? It must be the product it's out of. It's out of Panini Honors Recollection, it looks like. So is this from 14 National Treasures? I don't really know what's going on with this thing. Honors, yeah. Zach, what is that? Like, if you don't mind taking a minute and just explaining where this card comes from, because the way I read it, it's a 1-of-1 Barry Sanders auto patch, game used. Like, that's really rare, especially when it comes to Panini cards. They keep the game used for very special occasions. $600 seems, if you just look at the card and never mind its origin, and I do consider origin, so I'm not saying not to, but it's not bad. $600, yeah, 40 bids. Kinger, you're saying 40 bids. Does that surprise you? It's like someone's just chipping away, maybe thinking trying to find the top. Or are you trying to say that maybe someone is just trying to push the price up? That could be it too. I mean, Fanatics Collect is not immune to that. That's for sure. Zach, signed and inserted into a product not originally meant to be signed. Yeah, so like a buyback almost sort of thing. Fair. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. And then you say 1-of-1 Gretzky 03 Exquisite Retro. Yeah. Well aware of that, Zach. So what Zach's talking about here is that in the upcoming Cup hockey, which is coming out soonish, I believe, there is a 03 Exquisite RPA Tribute Wayne Gretzky. It's a 1-of-1. The only thing I would say is that it's not necessarily a tribute because they changed the design. They added black to it. To me, it's not like they didn't have that in 03. So it's like an augmented tribute in a way. You know what I mean, Zach? Like, and then the mock-up of the card was like oil drop, but then they just announced the checklist. It's actually going to be a piece of glove, I believe. So it's not jersey or patch. It's going to be glove. And hey, I like a pair of game used gloves, but on patch, on a card like that, I'd rather it be a patch. So I know that I'm not going to be chasing that card, and I'm in a way I'm kind of glad that they didn't use the patch, because I have one of the original tributes that has patch, and so I don't want them to water that down. What are you saying here, Zach? No nice card or not a nice card? Hobby knows. You talking about the Gretzky? I think you're talking about the Gretzky there, perhaps. Remedy, what is one card you are waiting to pop up on Fanatics someday? Oh boy, nothing comes to mind for me, Remedy. But what about you? What do you want to see come up, or anyone else in the chat? There's so many cards. Cards I want to buy come up all the time here on Fanatics Collect, but everything feels so expensive right now that just not sure. Kinger says the berry we were discussing, that's one you want, eh? Oh no, you're talking about this one. Okay. Oh, you're talking about the Sanders. Got it. This one right here. So Alvin Kamara, 2017 National Treasures rookie patch auto out of 25, BGS 85, pop one, none higher, $86. I don't know much about Alvin Kamara, but I remember listening to Dustin, Sports Card Dad, over the past few years, and this is like one of his favorite players for his New Orleans Saints. So I saw the card, and I'm like, $86? That seems really cheap. But it's probably not game used. Maybe it's a sticker auto. I can't tell. Don't think I can open up other pages still. We're kind of stuck on the pages we have right now, which doesn't make sense. I'm able to stream, but I can upstream, but I can't download. I don't get it. Honorable numbers, Alex Ovechkin from 2023, numbered out of 9. And it's not telling us why there's 9 of these. I don't think they put that on the 2023 set. I think in 2022 you knew why you were getting 9 copies in the print run, because his jersey number is 8. So most of his honorable numbers are to 8. But Upper Deck started playing with that formula a couple years ago, and in the first year they played with it, they told you why they had the print run that they did, and then the subsequent year, which I think is this one, they stopped telling you, which I just think was, I don't know. Maybe the word is lazy or just not thinking about it or what. I'll have to talk to my good buddy Billy, who's the brand manager of the cup over there, and give him a few of my thoughts on that. I'm sure I already did, but I love Billy. 460. That seems like a good deal. Now, this could be higher by now because I don't think we're getting updates right now. How about this Donruss Optics Slammy Steph Curry? This image, I just love this image of Steph Curry from 2024 Optic. Great looking card. Now, it's probably not the one and only Curry I would want in my collection, and I don't have a Curry card, but I still, if you have more than one Curry in your collection, I could see wanting to add this. At 14.25, at least last my computer was able to update from Fanatics Collect. So I'm just going to try a couple things here, guys, because if I can't get any more screens to share, we're just going to go to a little Q&A maybe for about 10 minutes, and we'll wrap this up because I'm not able to produce the content here. Ooh, wait, I'm getting other websites working. Let's see. Yeah, there's another website working. Let me try another one. I'm just playing on my other browser. Yeah, that's coming in. I want to find a non-cached website now. Let's try one I haven't gone to for a while, see if that'll work. That one's not working now. That's interesting. So maybe the cached ones are coming in, but the uncached ones are not. So I'm going to stop messing around with that. Hello, one of one memorabilia, Omar. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Long time. Hope you're well, my friend. And yeah, I don't think we're getting updates here, guys, because I'm not seeing anything changing. So I guess that's going to be it for tonight, everybody. Unfortunately, if anybody has a question about a specific card in the auction tonight, like this Iserman, for example, let me know. Like, I will go on my phone and I will look at it and tell you what I think that way. So if anyone wants to direct me to a card specifically, I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, I don't see there's nothing really to continue with. Or any Q&A, feel free to hit me up with some questions while I kind of wait for that, I'm going to go look for Yzerman here. I mean, there's also a second year PSA 10 Yzerman up right now, the 85, which I love that card as well. I'm talking about this one here. Like, I love that card. Again, I used to own one of these in the PSA 10. I no longer do, but that's a great card. It looks really nice, right? Yeah, it looks great. Not a recent grade, but it looks pretty nice to me. And how about the rookie? I'm going to go look at the rookie now on my phone. Right away, I see something I don't like. There's the card. And I know you guys aren't going to be able to see it very clearly, but better than nothing, I guess. What I didn't like was this border. The border up here is like, seems to be wider than down here. And I just don't like that. That, I don't know if that's tilt or what. It's hard to tell, but I'm going to zoom in on him himself now. It looks pretty clear. You can see a bit of that yellow coming in between the black circle and his shirt. It's minor. It's a slight registration issue, but you see it also right there. See right there where the magenta and the black have that gap. You see it coming up there as well. Like, that should be lined up, and it isn't. And that's something to watch for. The Yzerman rookie is an important card, and it's got a whole bunch of things just like the Gretzky does. There you can see on the other side as well. See that thin white line between that pinkish purple and the black, like right there. See that? So that should be tight. That shouldn't have that gap there. You can see the serial number is like 2799. Like, this is it's from the early 20 teens, I believe. Early to mid 20 teens. It's $3,400. I've definitely seen better copies of that card. Zach Swisher says, did your consolidation yield a nice surplus for the next purchase? Or you sort of perfectly got to the desired amount? Always fun to tune into the premiere shows when the hosts are chasing a card. I'll tell you what, it's a great question, Zach. So here, this is so funny. After the last item sold, which was that VFriends like influencer box that I received 4 years ago, and even VFriends Cards did a whole reel on their Instagram about my box, even that it used to be owned by Jeremy Lee. They had my picture on there, a picture of me and Gary V from 2019 that I must have shared on my Instagram that they went and grabbed. So after this, that was the last piece, Zach. Believe it or not, that sold. We were down to me owing Mark $1.22. That's where it got me to, $1.22. So basically even, and that's it. So it worked out perfectly. And he even returned a few cards to me that I had. Three of my 8 patches and a dual shield, a cup shield of Timo Solani and Paul Correa that I had given him, because I had 2 of that card. I had both the 05 and the 06 version. So I was willing to give up the 06, but I got it back. And when I got those cards back, I was like, oh, come back home to daddy. Like, I missed them. I got them back. I'm so glad I did. So that's done now. Finally, that last item sold the Thursday of the Toronto Expo. So like whatever that was, November 5th or 6th. So yeah, that is now done. And I have no surplus. Had I said to Mark, go ahead and sell those other pieces, I would have had a surplus. I don't know how much, but no surplus for me at this point. Brett Miles, loving the troubleshooting, seeing some of those details on that. I'm glad you could see them, Brett. I'm glad you could see them. I'd love to find other cards to share with you guys. Maybe I'll take a look at, let's take a look at that Larry Bird PSA 10 second year. I'm curious to see how that thing looks up close. It's now at 16,500, which is what it's at on my screen still right there. But can I open up another window, or we're still not loading? Yeah, we're just not loading right now. I don't know what the problem is, but interestingly, so here where I live and in Canada, we have like 2 main internet providers, and I use one and my neighbor uses the same one, but a representative for the other one came door knocking yesterday, and I heard him out and listened to what he said. And he's like, yeah, we can get you 10 times faster internet than what you're getting with your current. By coincidence, my neighbor messages me, goes, hey, we had the guys come by. want to know, do you use them or do you use what I'm using right now? Because he wanted to. So it's Rogers and TELUS basically. He's like, are you using Rogers or TELUS? And so I said, no, I'm with TELUS. And he's like, well, Rogers came around. I'm thinking about switching. I wanted to know if you use them and how the connection was. I said, I don't know. I'm using TELUS too. Then he called our neighbor across the street, and they have the other one, and it's a lot faster. He said it goes down every so often, but it's a lot faster. So my neighbor might switch now. He said, actually told me he's going to switch. I might have to make that switch too because of these issues. And I was on the phone with my internet provider yesterday for like an hour trying to get something worked out. Luckily for Sports Cards Live last night, I didn't have any issues. So it's so frustrating. But I'm going to look at the Larry Bird here. There it is on my phone. That's the same copy. I'll just take this shared screen off for now. And it's really nice. It's really nice. It's not perfectly centered, but PSA 10s do not need to be perfectly centered on the front. They used to be 60-40. Now they can be 55-45, which is, tougher. I would say that like that top border looks a little bit tighter than I'd like it to be. Like I could see this whole thing shifted down just a hair. But I'm also thinking like, is there even enough border there on the top and bottom? If you shift it down, it still seems a little tight. And then I think, okay, is this card possibly trimmed? So what I then look to is the gap between the inner ridge on the card and the top of the card itself. And I see, like, look at that. Yeah, we can really zoom in better on my phone. So there's that right above the white, you see that gap between the white and the plastic. That's some space that maybe shouldn't be there. You come to the bottom, and I think it's right up against the bottom ridge. That is not gap. That is the ridge of the holder. That gap, or what might look like a gap there, is this top little bit here that you can see is plastic. So this card is sitting right against the bottom ridge, but it's got that little about a millimeter there between the top of the card and the top of the ridge and the top ridge. And because the amount of border up there makes me uncomfortable, and I don't know that shifting it down is going to not have the same result as the bottom, I suspect trimming. I suspect a trim job that got through. That's my suspicion. $16,500 right now. I don't know for sure, but the red flags are there. The red flags are there. Let's take a look at the Magic. See the Magic. Okay, guys. See, I think I'm right. I'll show you why. Here's the Magic. Same set. It wasn't graded at the same time because the Larry Bird, the serial number starts with 287. The Magic starts with 496, which I'll show you in a moment. So those are graded years apart. But this card, I'm actually going to show you the top border. The top border looks a little narrow to me, just like the Larry Bird did. See that? Looks a little bit narrow to me. But if you look at the bottom border, I feel like there's more there than there was on the Bird. So if you shift this down, you're going to have even borders. Now look at how this thing is situated. It's right against the bottom ridge. And as we scroll down, well, maybe there's a small gap there. There's a small gap there, but I feel like the gap was bigger on the Bird. Maybe I'm wrong. So when I look at it from here, it looks pretty good. But I still feel like if you look at this the angles, look at that angle right there. Look at the angle between the corner of the card and the corner of the pink and black there. Like if you bring this down just a little bit, you're going to come to a complete 45-degree angle. Right now, you're more at like 50 maybe. So it's tough to tell for sure, but looks to me like there was more room on the Larry than the Magic at the top. Anyway, please figure for yourself. I could be totally wrong on that with the Bird. Lion card, I certainly understand the case hit and the breaker theory on the downtown insert. However, it is crazy to see pop reports in the 600s, but cards serial numbered to 250 or less go for $5. Yeah, agreed. Sundin says browser issue may be. Yeah, Sundin, I'm in Edge. I use Edge. I tried Chrome and it wasn't working either. Zach, nice Shaq Playmakers moving tonight. I need a Shaq back in my collection after moving the Jambalaya. Yeah, let's see that, because I own a Shaq Playmakers, and I'm sure we're watching it on another page, but I just don't have access to that right now. Oh, here we go. Oh, it closed. It sold. It just sold. BGS 8 sold for $8,100. I love this card. This had corners of 7.5. So this card right here, BGS 8, has now sold. Did you buy it, Zach? Because if you did, oh yeah. If you did, you just got to be okay with that corner right there. That's the problem on the card. And I'm not a big fan of that corner, to be honest. But that you did not. I'm kind of relieved you didn't, Zach. The bottom right corner it's hard to see on the phone, but it's got a bit of white showing there too. Zach, did you notice that? Look at the bottom left corner. I mean, that's pretty bad, for a modern card. So, but when you zoom out, you don't nearly notice it as much. It's when you zoom in and you really take a close look. So at arm's length, you're not noticing, but I'm just looking at it right now, like this, and I see that. I notice it. And this card's beautiful. It's also off-centered. This one's also off-centered to the left a bit. Great card. 7,100 for that one. Gennady, what card did you consolidate? It's the Joe Jackson, Gennady. Still the Joe Jackson. That took me 6 months to pay off. LGC, worst high-end grading of a 10 is on the Gretzky Peachy rookie. Yep, can't disagree. Brett Miles says the details are wild. Can you even get to that level of dissection without high-res scans? For example, no, I don't know. You need magnification, Brett, for sure, right? I think for sure. Jacob Dahl says, Jeremy, question after the big Joe Jackson purchase, what other big card are you looking to pick up next year in 2026? Nothing right now, Jacob. Nothing right now. I don't really have my eyes. Well, what do I have my eyes on? I'd like to get a Tito 6 Ty Cobb. 75 tops Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's not a big card. It's a big, sure, it's big, but it's not super, it's not tens of thousands or anything like that. I'll be able to get one of those for probably $1,500 that I'll be happy with, maybe even less. So I'm not sure, Jake. I don't the Stan Musial 48 Leaf is probably number one on my want list right now, along with the 75 Kareem and the T206 Cobb. But I'll let you know if I think of anything else. Yeah, just saying you need a nice Shaq. Gotcha. And will it be less than 150K? Yeah, for sure. I don't think I'll ever be buying a card again. I never say never, right? But in my current situation, I would have to give away too many cards. I still have a killer collection. I have a killer collection. I love it. And it's broad and it's deep and it's amazing. But I don't have cards I want to give up anymore. My PC is kind of on lockdown right now. There'll be a few here and there, I'm sure, but for the most part, I could not come up with 150K worth of cards I'd be willing to move now. I mean, if I put a gun to my head, I probably could, but without one, I don't really want to do that. So then, I wanted to buy a card on the premiere on Thursday very badly, and that card sold for about, I don't know, maybe $25,000. I wasn't able to do it. I don't have the cards I want to give up to get that one, so I didn't bid on it. So I'm not even really prepared to spend 25K on a card, and not cash. I mean, card capital, just straight out trading. I don't have 25K worth of cards in my collection that I'm willing to move. And I have, my collection's well in excess of a value of 25K, but I just don't have what I want to give up. So probably not going to go in that direction anytime soon. Pitcher says, I'm not a TCG person, but damn, a Pokemon card on the weekly auction is at $204,000 with a buyer's premium. Yeah, listen. On the one hand, I say I don't understand the world of Pokemon. I get that there's humongous demand across so many people. My question is, what percentage of those people that are driving these prices ever played the game. Because otherwise you are literally just collecting fictional characters. Okay, but I have a Batman card and a Superman card. They are also fictional characters, but I grew up with them through my whole life. I don't remember a moment where I wasn't aware of Batman and Superman, whereas Pokemon I didn't really know even existed until, the 21st century. And even then it was probably 2010 that I even knew what Pokemon was. So I have no nostalgia for it. I have nostalgia for Superman and Batman and some other non-sport, but none for Pokemon. So yeah, I just have no. I guess my concern is that if a large portion of people that are pushing the values of those up now never played the game and don't have true nostalgia for it, and they're only in it for investing, the bottom's got to fall out of that. I just don't see how that continues forever. However, if most of the people that are collecting these cards and those people that have a lot of money, maybe more adults than youngsters, never again, maybe they played it as a kid, maybe they'll want to collect these things for the next 25 years. I understand it's a huge IP, maybe the biggest in the world. I'm still somewhat skeptical long term, but maybe I'm probably just dead wrong on that. It's probably going to last forever, but I just don't personally have any interest whatsoever in anything to do with Pokemon. However, some people, I got a buddy, I think I can call him a good buddy, who is deep. I got a couple good buddies who are deep into Pokemon. I love it, but they played the game as kids. They love it. So that, I have nothing bad to say about it. Kinger, I've never held the true playmakers in hand. I own the 2012 retro hockey, but I've heard the basketball playmakers are significantly more aesthetic. So Kinger, I can tell you they are. I own a basketball, an original basketball, an original football, and a 2012 hockey. And the 2012 hockeys are nice. Don't get me wrong, but the originals are nicer. And Kinger, the football is nicer than the basketball, in my opinion. It's just a nicer card, color-wise, tone-wise. So I've got the Barry Sanders and the Shaquille O'Neal, and love them both. Not moving them, would not move them for pretty much anything else. I'll show you the football Kinger. I don't know if you've seen one. You've probably seen one before, at least on screen. But I'll just show you what I'm talking about in terms of what I think is. So there it is. That's my Barry Sanders. And it's hard to see, but yeah, it's really hard to see. But it's almost milky the way it really is. It's just got this, it's almost like it moves. Like it's got some, I don't know what you call it, like gel inside it almost. They're beautiful. They've got some embossing. It's a nice smooth, not an acetate finish, but more like a chrome, like an epoxy finish almost. They're so nice. So nice. The basketball has it too, just not as much. So Kinger, when you can look at them in hand and hold them under the light, you'll be very impressed. Zach says, from a portfolio standpoint, it's been an incredible year. I view it as I really don't care if the cards go down, but I have a fiduciary duty to move things when I am offered double what I paid. Well, that's a self-imposed fiduciary duty to move it at double. Like, somebody could offer me double for my Joe Jackson. I'm not going to say take a hike, but I'm thinking take a hike. So that card, I want it for 150,000. If someone were to offer me $300,000 right now, I'm not accepting it. I received an offer once on that card. I received an offer through Fanatics, reached out to me and said, hey, someone wants to make you an offer. I said, if it doesn't start with a 3, don't even, I'm not even going to entertain. I don't even want to hear it. So I didn't hear back. It didn't start with a 3. But even at 3, I said, you could even offer me $300,000. I'm not selling the card. I think listen, just my own personal thoughts on a card. And part of the reason why I had such conviction when I bought it is because I think that card's going to be worth a lot of money when I'm ready to sell it, which will probably be in 25 years from now. I don't expect to sell that card any sooner than 25 years from now. I'll be almost 80 years old. Oh, that makes me sad. That makes me sad right there. Holy moly. But that's when I might be willing to sell that card, is when I'm 80 years old. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be 85. We'll see if I make it that long. So But I'm glad to hear for you, Zach, that you had a good year. You know, this was 2025 was a great year for me as well, hobby wise and just personally. So, congrats to you. Let's see what else you say later on. A complete pivot from collecting top 75 NBA to try and collect the best 10 cards I can buy. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Zach. Congrats. You're thankful. I love that you're thankful. Brett Miles, love hearing that the PC is on lockdown and that it means a little bit of pulling the foot off the gas. Absolutely, Brett. Can be very easy to dig too deep into the wallet. Pit stops and some replenishing are always good. Yeah, I mean, I am definitely not buying. I'm still picking up cards because it's just, it's what we do. But I'm not picking up monster cards anymore. I'm picking up cards from the sets that I collect. I've recently got a new thing I'm collecting, guys, and it comes down to a collection that I picked up in the summer, and I've sold a bunch of cards from that collection over the past few card shows, and now I found that I was getting high on my own supply, and so I've got a few patch cards from different sets, and now I'm looking for other cards from those sets to add to it. So it's its own two row shoebox now, and we'll see. It's actually gave me a lot. It's gave me a lot of enjoyment because I'm also discovering early patch cards. I call it vintage memorabilia cards, not vintage mem, because that implies to me not in a card, but vintage memorabilia cards are I'm really enjoying them. Like early to Brett, things like 2000 SP Game Used, Tools of the Trade, or all the Pacific stuff. Like not every design, because Pacific made a lot of cards, but I probably have samples in my collection now of not a dozen, maybe 8 different Pacific brands and patches, and just love it. Like it's so much fun, and the player selection is different than it is now, and so I'm loving it. Jake's Toe says I have zero interest in Pokemon. Also, I do buy packs here and there for my nephews. Oh, that's different. That's presents. Yeah, of course. I don't have interest in stuffed animals, bro, but I'm buying stuffed animals for kids and nephews as well. So I hear you absolutely, Jake. Kinger, good to hear from you. Not sure what that was, but thank you. Very sharp. Bob Boozle, Jake's Toe, you don't want to invest in my wonderful Pokemon index? The Bob Boozle Shine Index. Lion Card Trader, love that berry. One that is still missing from my extensive berry collection. It's such a beautiful card. Brett says, Jeremy smiling when describing his card makes me smile. Thanks, B. There's Name, Indigenous Rookie Cards. What is up, Name? Hello. I haven't seen you in here for quite some time, buddy. Hope all is well. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Sundine says, I'm collecting a patch set too. Lots of fun. Very cool. Joe won a Mad Hatter card. What does that mean, Joe? I don't know what that means. What's a Mad Hat? Like, are you talking about Dr. Seuss Mad Hatter? Or is Mad Hatter a nickname of a player I'm not aware of? Name says, early 2000s is my jam. Hey, if you guys... I'm just going to go grab the box of this new 2-row, and I'll show you some of these patch cards I'm talking about. Hang tight 1 sec. I don't have to go far. Just to there. So here's the new 2-row that I was telling you about. And it's literally a new 2-row because this is how full it is. That's how full it is, like a third of 1 row. So this is my new PC, guys. That's my new PC right here. I'll show you what's in here. And if you have cards from these sets, some of these cards have price tags on them because I had them priced at the Saskatoon show, the Schwann show, but then I decided I'm keeping them for myself. So, like, for example, I don't even know, I got to even look at what this is from, but this is because while Pacific did a great job telling you what brands their cards were from, they made the writing really small. So this is 2001 Crown Royal Game Worn jerseys. And I've got the Brendan Shanahan and the Phil Housley. But look at the Phil Housley. It's got Shield in it. So I was going to sell that for $75 and that for $30 Canadian, which is like chump change. But I decided to keep them. I'm going to take those prices off. So those two, I'm looking for a few more from this set. I don't need I'm not going to go for the whole checklist, but I'll take a couple more. How about this? These ones are awesome too. And look at these are, I'm going to take the prices off them because I decided to keep them for myself. But look at these 3. And you can see even the prices I had on them are pretty low. But there we go. Luongo, Marcus Naslund, and Jason Spezza. The patches are cool. The design is pretty cool. These are numbered out of 155. Not a small number. It's not 10 or something, but these are harder to find nowadays. This is what year did I say this was from? 2000 or something like that? Yeah, 2004. 2004. So I'm looking for a few more from this. I don't need them all, but I'll pick them up. You know, and they're cheap. It's fun. It's a renewal. Like, how about this Theo Fleury, numbered out of 275 from private stock? Cool, numbered out of 275, right? Like that means I'll find them. Here, and I only have one from that set. Here's a Sergei Fedorov. I was going to sell that for 75 bucks. I'm going to keep it now. 3-color Sergei Fedorov with the Anaheim Ducks. Shane Doan. Look at this piece. And I collect Shane Doan. This one's numbered out of 92. It's got a nice piece of patch in there. So I wouldn't mind a couple more from that set. These all have prices on them. I really am getting high on my own supply, guys. Joe Thornton and Yager. Okay. Look at these. Look at the Thornton patch. Aren't those amazing? Like, just so cool. These are from 2003 private stock titanium. So I wouldn't mind a couple more from that set. They got to be good players, good patches. Here are 3 from 2002 private stock: Iginla, Roenick, and Sakic. Like, pretty cool. I don't think these ones are numbered. Not numbered. That's fine. Here's a beautiful Patrick Waugh. This one's numbered out of 450, I think. Yeah, 450. Cheap card. Beautiful 4-color patch. I was going to maybe try and get 50 bucks for it. Probably would have let it go for 40. Now I'm keeping it. At least, you know, for a while. Here's a whole bunch that I was going to sell. These are in my showcase at the Saskatchewan show, and I'm glad nobody bought them because I love these cards. These are from 2003 Atomic. And I think it's actually 02 Atomic. I think the years on the cards are 1 year ahead. So I think this is 02 Atomic. So I got this many from this set. Look at this. Mark Messier. Look at that patch. It's like 5-color. Bill Guerin. Not as nice of a patch. And these are numbered out of 200 and, well, this is out of 209. The Messier's out of 312. Look at this Ryan Smith, guys. This patch, this one's not even numbered. Look at that patch. Look at that patch. Just gorgeous. Pavel Bure. Look at that patch. Not for sale. Luke Robitaille, Red Wings. Adam Oates. Sick Adam Oates patch. This one's crazy, guys. Look at this. It's an Anaheim Mighty Ducks card. He's pictured with the Philadelphia Flyers, and that's a Washington Capitals patch right there. Numbered out of 200 on the nose. And then finally, Dominic Hasek, numbered out of 225. So, but I'm not done. Sorry, guys. Now I'm just doing a show and tell. This turned into a show and tell episode. How about these 3? I love these. These cards are awesome. These are from 2003 Prism, Pacific Prism, the original Prism. So these, there's Lindros, Yager, and Medano. The Lindros and Yager are numbered out of 75, and the Medano's out of 25. So there's the Lindros. I actually bought this at the National. This is the first, actually, this is the one that I bought. I found this in the National. I got this for $30 Canadian. It's like 20 US. Numbered out of 75 on the back. And then these 2 came in the collection I picked up. The Yager and the Medano with a piece of like a nice patch on the Medano. And that's out of 25. So I love, like, look at how cool those are with the gold foil. Love them. Love them. A few of these. This is it. This is the last of them, guys. These are from 2002 Crown Royal. I'll go to comments in a second and see how boring these. I hope this isn't boring for you. I'm having fun looking at these cards. So these are really cool. These were all for sale. I haven't even taken them. I have prices on all these. I'm glad nobody bought them. This is out of 213. Mike Richter and Brian Leach, dual patch. This is Peter Bondra and Olaf Kolzig. Like Bondra was he was one of the best goal scorers of his time. And then we've got Luke Robitaille and Sergei Fedorov, numbered out of 177, and Patrick Eliash and Martin Brodeur out of 153. So I'm looking for a couple more of these. I had about 30 of these. I sold all but these 4. I think I might have 1 or 2 left in my like trader box, but sold a whole bunch. This was a very popular set for people to buy from me out of my binders at these shows. So anyway, that's my that's what I'm referring to as the new sort of PC. It's just a really fun thing to be collecting, and it's bringing me a lot of joy in my hobbying. And also, like, I'm scouring ComC and other platforms too, looking for them. Fanatics Collect as well, doing my searches there too. So, and sometimes these cards go high because there's people still working on sets. All right. Oh wow, we're all the way. So yeah, Name. I don't know whose fault that was, but thank you, Name. Sammy Hill, what's going on? Rage says, I agree, Jeremy. Those early mem cards are my honey hole as well. Love me some Pacific, by the way. Rage is in the building, everybody. Quick announcement. Rage is in the building. Yeah, I love those cards. Alice yeah, I'm going down the rabbit hole. Exactly. Good to hear you're still kicking, Name. Busy with the family. Good to hear, bud. You could sometimes catch a shield in a Pacific card. Yeah, well, I think I don't know. You might have seen it already, Name, but that this Phil Housley, I mean, it's got a bit of shield in it, right? Like, otherwise, this would be a $10 card, but I'm like, well, it's got shield in it. Maybe I can get 75 for it. And I'm just like, nah, keeping it for myself. Keeping it for myself. Wings patch is sweet for $30. Geez, those 2000s patch cards are bringing back some good memories, says Brett. Sundin says, good-looking patches never go out of style, right? Rage says, I have a triple patch of Moss, Rice, and Chris Carter, all Hall of Fame things, sweet out of Pacific Private Stock 01. Very nice. Alice in Wonderland, that's right. Kinger says, those are great for the PC. We watch all those guys play for years. Exactly. Robert says, hockey cards have the coolest patches. Absolutely true. Jake Dahl says, I might be in the minority, but I like collecting vintage Hall of Fame jersey cards, but would like to get into patch card collecting. I see nothing wrong with that at all, Jacob. Now, I collect, like, this whole showcase, this whole cabinet right here on my wall is all jersey cards, vintage jersey cards. That's all that whole cabinet is. Name says at the time, those were decently numbered for a card. So yeah, now those are big serial numbers, print runs. Back then they weren't, for sure. The Mad Hatters. Got it. The rabbit hole. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Now I get it. Now I get it, Joe. Right? That Oates is a beautiful mess. Yes, Brett, I agree. Zach says, I prompted it. Sorry, just feeling. Yeah, I can't. My internet's not. I can't share anything else from the website, unfortunately. This is not boring at all. Glad to hear that, Name. Rage, those cards are beautiful, my guy. Thank you, Name. Thank you, Rage. Name says, lots of great memories. I remember seeing a lot of cards from these sets being posted on the Beckett and Hobby Insider board. The good old days. Absolutely. Jake Dahl, I always like the Upper Deck game patch set. Me too. So I think what Jake is talking about here is it's a part of the flagship, and they're usually out of 15. It's a small number, and they're super cool. Like, those were very popular back before there were so many more brands and so many more patch cards. But they have lineage back to what, like 05, is it, Jake? Maybe 05, maybe, I think it's 05 when they started them. I think they're super cool too. Good evening, Michael Ham. Welcome. Good to see you, buddy. Zach Swisher says, I've been thinking of a patch set as well. Mine keeps wandering to 2012 Flawless Basketball, costly set, but seems it could be remembered very well. Yeah, just do your analysis, right? You'll land on something. You seem to know what you're doing, Zach. You'll land on something great. It's not just knowing what you're doing too. Like, when I say you seem to know what you're doing, I don't just mean that I like your taste in cards. I also mean that you seem to know what you like. And that's what's super important. Rob Starr, your enthusiasm and joy makes me want to start an inexpensive side project. Let's do it, Rob. Do it. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. I'd love to see it. I'd love to be along for the ride with you. Junk Wax Museum says, scored a killer card for the curation tonight. What'd you buy? What'd you get with Junk Wax Museum? Let us know. Let us know. Speaking of patch cards, I picked up these two, came in the mail. It's funny. As I mentioned, I collect the Upper Deck, the Cup patch parallels of the base. They were out of 10 up until like 2014. Then they're out of 8 ever since. And so I had a couple come in the mail. I have like 470 of these cards on my PC now. And the last mail day I went to the P.O. box, and there were 2 in there, and they were both St. Louis Blues cards. So I'll show you those two just because we're doing show and tell now. But we've got the Jordan Binnington here, numbered out of 8 from 2021, the Cup. That's this one here. So let's try and get a better. Nice 4-color patch. Yellow, white, navy, and blue. A little bit of lighter blue in the bottom right corner there. This is a card that I wanted. Several, like there's only 8 of them. I probably saw 5 of them sell, and I just got outbid, and then finally got this one, maybe the 4th or 5th one that I saw. I got it for a pretty good price. So I got that one. And then this was like, this is not a player that I really care to own, but I have so many from this year. I think I got this for $30. David Perron. Still playing in the league. He's a good player. Anyway, I love them. I just love these cards. They make me happy. And I'm up to, like I said, I think this is 469 and 470. And then I have a few on the way still, which will take those. Those are not included in my count. Brett says inexpensive side projects equals 100% fun. Yeah, there's no stress, right? There's no worry. I don't have to, oh, my cards went down. Who cares? You didn't pay much. You're enjoying it. You're enjoying the hobby. Hobbies are, they just don't have to be like that, right? Just fun. Just enjoy it. Junk Wax Museum, Rodman, BGS 95 Flare Showcase Hot Shots. Yes, I saw that one when I was looking earlier in the auction. Congrats, Junk Wax Museum. Love the Hot Shots. Absolutely. Thank you, the Cardboard Man 2.0. Eric is here, says, good evening. That's all I'm saying. I've said... That's good, Eric. That's good. Although we have had some other conversations today, but that's good. That is good. Laura collects Bennington. She thinks that Bennington belongs in Cali. Well, I need it for my collection. I need it for the Horde, Laura. So I'm gonna have to keep it, but I do appreciate that. I wonder if I can show you guys here. I'm gonna do this. I'll show you guys that collection. I'll open up my good old trusty Dropbox. Listen, I'm not gonna go through all 400 and whatever cards I have. It's just too many, but you'll see them from a distance, and I will just sort of scroll through. So here, I'm going to stop that screen from being shared, and I'm going to share my other window, which is this one here. So you guys ready for this? This is kind of crazy. Let me show you this. So 470 items. You can see right down in the bottom right, you see it's 470 right there. They're all in here. And right now, all you see is the first year cup. Although right here, it starts to be second year cup at the bottom right. But I'll just start scrolling through, and you can see all the cards that I have put away. You'll see that David Perron will go in this year here. Like it's intense. But there it is. That's all. We just went through 470 of them. If I change the view just to kind of like extra large, you can have a bit of a better look at these things. What do we have? 6. We have 18 in front of us right now. There's the next 18. There's the Gordie Howe big card right there. There's the Gretzky, the most valuable of all 470. There's the next 18. Yager right there. Trottier, Gillies. Where's the Bossy? I thought I had the Bossy too. Why isn't it? Oh, there's the Bossy right there. Never mind. Just not as colorful. A beautiful rider, Koivu. That's Patrick Waugh, all-star piece there. Here's the next 18. All still from 2005, first year. Now here we get into the second year, these ones here. There's the Gordie Howe. There's a Ryan Smith, that's Hemsky, not Smith. Never mind. Look at that Gilbert Perreault. Look at that patch on that one. Super cool. Some more from this year. There's the Crosby, the Fleury, Gump Worsley, Yager right there, Guy Lafleur, Gretzky up there, Brodeur. Now, then we get into the 07. These are beautiful. Such a classy looking set. I've got several from that year, as you can see. I look at these and I just love them. And then it's not as much of a difference, but from 07 to 08, that's the difference there. So the 08 year is tough. I don't have as many from that set. I have several, but not as many. There's the Gordie Howe. There's the Guy Lafleur. Several more, as you can see. And then we get into the 09-10, starting with a Crosby. I've got lots from this year. Beautiful Iserman right there. Nice Iginla over there. You can see all the 09-10s. Another row of them. There's the Gretzky, Lidstrom. And then we get into the 1011s this year here. The patch, look at the difference in the size of the patch from the 2009 to 2010s. Like this little patch here gets a lot bigger in 2010. So it's the 2010s are really nice. Big patch. Look at that Ovechkin card I have with the head of the eagle. I bought that. Guy walked us up to my booth at the expo several years ago. I think I got that for $80 way back then. A beautiful Brodeur. There's the gorgeous Mike Bossy. Crosby right there. Beautiful Crosby. There's the Gretzky at the bottom right. Beautiful Marcel Dion. Another row. Look at that Robitaille. This is a new one, the Bork. I just got this at Expo. Look at that Esposito, Ginla, Kiprasov. Nice 4-color Kiprasov. Then we get into the 2011s. So here's the 2011 starting with this Bobby Ryan. This was the year that got me started in these, by the way, were the 2011s. I started collecting them and I was just going to do the 2011s. And then one thing led to another, and I do all the years. So I started going backwards and forwards, and there's a gorgeous Medano, beautiful Datsuk, Esposito up there. Just awesome cars. I love them. Look at that Pecorine right there. Look at this Gretzky. This was so hard to get. Oh, and when this came up, I was like, I don't remember what I paid. Not a lot for it. I probably paid $400 for the Gretzky, and I think I probably had a bit of 2,000 in on it. Like I was not losing that card. If I would have been very surprised. But I got it. The Francis is brand new. Got that at the expo. Kelvin, who's known as Collects with a K on Instagram, he found that for me there, which was very kind of him. Beautiful Spezza right there. Continuing on, there's more and more. There's the Ovechkin. There's the Brett Hull. Then we get, I love this year too. The 2012s are just beautiful. There's the Gretzky, the Patrick Waugh, Ginla, Carey Price down here, Joe Sakic up here. Fleury, Crosby, Lemieux, Brodeur. Beautiful Pavel Bure. And the Ovechkin is amazing with a star. Howard-Chuck is beautiful. Then we get into the 14s, and this is where the amount I have really comes down from like 40 per year to like 25 or less. But the 2014s are pretty, they're all nice. I like them all, but you can see I barely have 2014s. What I have I have 12 of them. 2015. The other reason why the number comes down is because in around 2014, they started adding autographs to some of them, but not others. And I'm like, I'm not collecting the ones with autographs. I just don't want to pay the price. I'll just go for the non-auto copies that are on the checklist. And so that's why the total amount per year in my collection comes down significantly. I really like the 15s, the design. Have a lot of those. What, that's 12, 16 right there. Maybe some in the next row. Oh, yeah. How many do we have of that? So from here all the way up to, oh, even higher, all the way up to here. Oh, from there to there. So that's 23 from 2015. The 2016s are beautiful. Bunch there, some cool pieces. I like I love them all, guys. The 2017s, I really like this design. I like the shape of the patch window of these 2017s. And then these are the 2018s. The beautiful Ovechkin right there. 2019s, I only have a few, 3 of them it looks like from 2019. 2020, I have 1. 2021, I have 7. There's the new Binnington, plus that is 7 all the way to here, so 13. I have 1 from 2022 and 1 from 2023. So that's that collection, guys. There's all 470 of them. So, and I keep on adding to it, you know. Right now they take up 4 of those 2-row shoe boxes almost completely. I have some wiggle room. I could probably add another dozen or 2 maybe, but I like to keep them loose so I can flip through and enjoy them. So I haven't yet brought out shoebox number 5 for that collection, but I will have to likely pretty soon. Gonna go back to comments now. Where did I leave you guys off here? Oh, Mike Ham. We saw Mike Ham. Jake Dahl says, I don't remember how far back the Upper Deck game patches go, but could find out. Yeah, I'm curious, Jacob. Like, that would be a collection like what I'm doing here, right? Except with those, there's 15 of each. These, there's 10 or 8. So that would theoretically be easier, but I doubt it would be because Upper Deck Flagship is such a mass-produced brand compared to the Cup that even though there's more copies out there, I think fewer see public offering, you know, the public platforms and that. They are tough. Sundin says, we have a disease, but I think it's the best one. Ah, high five, Sundin. I'm with you. The Cardboard Man says, what's the basis of the collection? Just curious. What do you mean? Sorry, Cardboard Man. Well, I don't really know what you mean because that is the collection. But the basis for me, like why do I like them? First of all, I love the looks of them. So a couple things. First of all, I grew up as a set collector, like many of us did. When the Cup came out, the base sets were out of 249, and that's kind of cool. But we started seeing lower serial numbers, and I thought, and when 2011 came out, I started accumulating some of these patch cards, and I'm like, maybe I'll go for the patch set. Like that'd be really cool. There can only be 10 sets. It'd be awesome. And then I just saw more and more from other years. I'm like, I love the looks of these cards. So it's kind of my way of being a set collector. And I'm not a set collector, but these got grandfathered in. And I don't even care if I ever finish any of these sets. I just buy them. Like I just buy them and add them to my box, look at them every so often, and enjoy the process. So it's like a lifelong pursuit. It's a never-ending project in a way for me. And I hope it never ends. I don't want to complete any of these sets. I want to always have something to search for. So it's a few things. It's the beauty of them. It's continuing from being a set collector as a kid. And it's also, I think that's it. I'm sure there's something else I said there. Junk Wax thinks it's spectacular. Thank you. Name says, let's see the Chichu. What year was he in, Name? There's probably one in here. I just don't know what year. I'm sure that's another thing is that in 470 cards here, I mean, I've got players that repeat. So there's probably 300 different players represented. I can say to myself, I have game-worn swatches that are beautifully embedded into beautiful cards from the most important hockey brand of all time. I would say the Cup. Game used, all game used. None of this is jersey photo shoot or, just not like Panini says, we don't know where the heck we got this from. So just take a leap of faith. No, these are all game used. So all those reasons. Brett says, tasty. What a show and tell. How many years have been built into this 470 card PC? So how many years? Do you mean how many years have I been building it for? If that's the question, I would say I started in 2012. I started this in 2012. For the first couple of years, I was only doing the 2011s though. So by 2014, I started expanding out. So over the past 11 years, I've built out all the other years as well, Brett. So it's been 14 years in the making. Sundin says, 6 Sundin. Jeff McMahon, awesome. Thank you very much. Sundin says 0708 is his favorite. So that's these ones here. I love the 0708s too. That's these right here. I think they are so classy. I love the small patch window. I love them. Like you got Borje Salming in this set. You've got Bernie Federko. You got guys that don't get patch cards anymore. Mario Lemieux is right there. Bobby Clark. You're not seeing these guys in sets anymore. Bernie Perrant recently passed away. Billy Smith right there. You don't see these guys in sets anymore. Denny Savard. There's Sergei Fedorov with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Grant Fuhr. I love these cards. I don't know how else to say it or to make it more obvious. Johnny Busick. Sure, it's a one color, but whatever. I mean, they're not all multicolors. Many of them are, but I just love it. Brett says you're assuming 20 years or so, which would be the full course of time that these cards have been made available. We're coming. Actually, there's been, 18. We had the Cup in 05, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we've had 19 years of the Cup. The next year, the 24, 25s, which are coming out soon, will be the 20th anniversary. And I've been working on these for, 13 years or whatever it is. The Cardboard Man says, just started a 2012 Retro Showcase Legacy Collection. Very nice to hear. Rage's Jelly. Oh, wow. That's a collection. Thank you, Jacob Dahl. Jake's Toe. I'm not into hockey, but they do have the best patch cards. Absolutely. Brett says, what a drastic difference between 2010 and 2011. Full photo and even larger patch window. Right. Yeah. 2010 to 11 is right here. This is 10 to 11. Big windows on both, but just a different look. Maybe you meant 9 to 10, Brett, where it's, completely, they almost doubled the size of the patch window sort of thing. A good Beret Vancouver patch is hard to beat. Absolutely. So Jacob, also Jeremy, did my research. The UD game patches in flagship were first introduced in 2000, 2001. Awesome. Awesome. Enjoy the process, says quotes. Brett speaks to me loud. Nice. Chichu is in 05, 06, and 07. All right, let's go find those then. So Chichu, is that San Jose back here? Because these are by team. There it is. No, that's Marlo Nabokov. I thought I had a Chichu. Hey, Name, do you have a Chichu you want to move to me? Because I don't see the Chichu in 05. What about 06? Is he San Jose? Oh, there it is. It's a one color Name. There it is. I have it, but it's just the one color. Oh, yeah, I'm zooming in only on my screen. So there it is, Name. In 07. Oh no, these are backwards. So I don't think I have him from 07. Seeing any one of them will be awesome. Hello, Orlando. It's Orlando. We're now in a show and tell episode. We are almost going to wrap this up, though. Larry says, very neat collection. Brett says, yeah, I'm wrong. The year where it went to just headshots. Look, oh, you're talking about the 12s, I believe. From 11 to 12. Yeah, these ones you're talking about, right? I think what happened here was it's almost like they designed them to have room for an autograph, but they're not autographed. If you had one, you would. I appreciate that, Name. All right, guys. We're going to wrap up. We weren't able to watch a lot of the Fanatic stuff because the internet just was not working for me for some reason from the website, but we could do a bit of a show and tell. Hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. It was fun for me to look at my cards. So that's it. That's it. Thank you all for joining. Appreciate it. If you're on Instagram, thanks for joining as well. YouTube and Twitter. Appreciate all you guys. I'm going to be back with an episode tomorrow here on the channel. REA episode is tomorrow. And then again on Saturday for Sports Cards Live. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. I had fun. Hope you did too. First annual patch day. Is that today, Sundin? Is that today? We could call it a holiday. Kinger wishes everyone a good week. I do too. Laura, thank you. Good to have you. I'm going to end this, guys. Thanks. Thank you, Brett Miles. Appreciate it, buddy. Have a good rest of your Sunday, everybody. Have a great week ahead. Lots of ugliness on the internet, in the hobby social medias right now. Lots of ugliness right now. You only have to check out my Instagram story to see that there's just a lot of racism and anti-Semitism and hate in our world right now. Try to spread some positivity, and that's my message. That's my message. Thank you, Mike Ham. Good to see you always, buddy. We should chat one of these days too and catch up. Good night, Name, and good night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the Sports Cards Live community. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and most of all, keep collecting. More great content to come. Sports Cards is a lifestyle.